Hey everyone, it's Fernando here, and I suppose the real question is whether or not an employee can be dismissed for insubordination and or making false accusations of tacit racism in the workplace. In this case specifically, the employee failed to obey reasonable instructions given to him to attend several meetings and mainly a meeting to discuss his poor performance review by the employer. This would have also allowed the employee an opportunity to change his performance score. However, the employee refused to avail himself for any of the discussions and demanded the employer's explanations be given in writing. The employee was then placed in a disciplinary hearing and was found guilty of 17 charges related to gross insubordination, gross insolence, and falsely making tacit accusations of racism against the employer, and was dismissed. 17 charges. Is it just me or is that a lot? The employee then referred the matter to the CCMA, where the commissioner found that the dismissal was substantively and procedurally fair. Being unhappy, the employee took the matter to the Labour Court, who set aside that award and remitted the matter back to the CCMA for reconsideration by a different commissioner. A new commissioner at the CCMA was appointed and also found that the employee's dismissal was both procedurally and substantively fair. The employee then took the matter back to the Labour Court on review, and then
2,000 years later,
the Labour Court held that the dismissal was substantively unfair. Obviously, the employer contested the award handed down by the Labour Court, and the Labour Appeal Court held that the dismissal was both substantively and procedurally fair and overturned the Labour Court's ruling. So, can an employee be insubordinate and then make false claims of racism to protect him or herself against disciplinary action or performance management in the workplace? Quite simply, no. This goes against the very fabric of workplace and societal values. What you have to understand is that every employer has what we call management's prerogative, and with that comes certain decisions that can or must be made. For instance, calling a meeting to discuss an employee's performance and determining how to address issues around the element of performance. If anything, this should actually be done on regular intervals with all staff, because that function is what the employment contract was built around. An employer has this authority. No employee can or should dictate how that is dealt with. I mean, if you have ideas on how to better the process and could add more value, by all means, share what you know. Now, regarding the racism, it was based on an email in relation to arranging the meeting to discuss the employee's poor performance review. In the email, the employee implied that the employer was racist by stating that Africans are being vilified in the region under the code name of poor performance. Employees who allege tacit racism should do so only on the basis of persuasive, objective information, leading to a compelling and legitimate inference and in accordance with a grievance procedure established for that purpose. Unfounded allegations of racism can illegitimately undermine the authority of the employer or even a superior at work and damage harmonious relations in the workplace. I mean, you know that. I know that. It's nothing new. It shouldn't be allowed in the workplace, and it's important to note that this behavior could lead to the termination of an employee's employment contract. Until next week, ciao for now.